Welcome to It Happened in Grand Prairie, Texas. As we bring you the history of our wonderful city and some of the people that have made history in the past, and some that are making history this very day and will make history in the future, hopefully. We are very, very excited today. We are bringing you a wonderful history tape number 619 for Wonderful Girls of the Year. And we have with us today the Browers. We don't have the daddy-o, but we have Phyllis the mommy, and we have Miss Tristan, the Girl of the Year from South Grand Prairie High School, Warrior Deluxe. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Isn't this exciting?
Yes, it's very exciting.
Yes, and to be the cream of the crop of all of the girls that were considered from South Grand Prairie High School. Does that make you feel extra special, Miss
Oh, yes,
Tristan?
very special. There's a lot of very special girls at South.
Oh,
and
yes.
To be the one that gets to be Girl of the Year.
Yes, that is wonderful. And Tristan's mom, Phyllis, it is so delightful to have you in our clutches here on the set. Yes. And she is such a famous lady, and isn't it wonderful?
Yes.
Now, I owe her a big time because for 15 years she was the secretary at Grand Prairie High School, and you go to South.
Yes.
So that is really something else to have the
Yes.
secretary at Grand Prairie High School and have the daughter at South, and isn't that wonderful?
Yes.
We made it very interesting.
Yes, you did, but you know, when we mix the blood like that, it comes out a real great color for Grand Prairie, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yes, it does.
We did that on our fence. We had house divided. We had True Blue and Raging Red together.
That's wonderful because you're coming down the pike for both. That's wonderful. And we're so pleased that you could be with us today, Phyllis, because we know that you are responsible for lots of boys and girls getting their paperwork in and getting things recognized for Girls of the Month, Boys of the Month, and Girls of the Year and Boys of the Year. We've already interviewed our boys, so we're so pleased to talk with you today, Miss Tristan.
I'm pleased to be here too.
Yes, yes. All right, let's begin this and tell us a little bit more about the real Tristan, about how long have you been in Grand Prairie, Texas?
I've lived in Grand Prairie, Texas my entire life.
isn't
Grew up in all the public schools here.
All right, now you began your career in school at what elementary?
Milam Elementary.
Oh, at Milam, okay. Okay, and at Milam, was there a favorite teacher, a favorite person that really inspired you at Milam?
Yes. My second grade teacher, Miss Goff.
Miss Goff.
She was really wonderful.
Rita Goff?
Yes, Rita Goff. She really inspired me a lot.
Yes, she did. Okay. Did you have a favorite subject in elementary that you could clue in on?
Oh, man.
That's a long time ago.
I've always loved history, like from elementary school throughout middle school and high school. History has just always been really intriguing to me.
From Milam to where?
Truman Middle School.
Truman.
Yes,
oh,
ma'am.
way out sort of southwest, isn't it?
Yes.
And when you went to Truman and you mixed in with all of the other elementaries that came into that group, how'd you find that?
It was very nerve-wracking. I went to Milam, who most of the Milam kids went to Kennedy Middle School. And so I was going to Truman and I didn't really know anybody.
You didn't know anyone.
I was all alone, little sixth grader. But it turned out very well. I was involved in the band in sixth grade, so that's where I made most of my friends first off. And really I found out that most kids were a little scared too. Changing classes and, you know, different schedule and having different teachers. It turned out very well, though. It was
That
very
tenure at
comforting.
Truman, was there a favorite teacher, or did you find a little niche that
Yes,
you...
well, my favorite teacher was Miss Homan, my 8th grade U.S. history teacher.
Oh, yes.
She was very interesting, and she really she encouraged all of us in our schoolwork and everything.
Yes, all right. And the subject?
It was U.S. history.
That
yes.
U.S. history. You mentioned the band.
Yes. I started band when I was in 6th grade. I started playing the clarinet. With our band director, Mr. Barton, who's a very good band director. We had a very good band, like my 6th, 7th, and 8th grade year. And so that's where I started my music career, I guess you could say.
Yes. And from Truman to the 9th grade?
Yes, ma'am.
9th grade center?
Yes, at South
Oh, wasn't it
Carolina.
almost brand new?
Yeah, it was. Were we the second or third
Yeah.
class to go through the 9th grade center.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It was new, but it was very good. It was
Now, when you came to this campus, did you know more of the kids because you'd gotten acquainted with the Truman group?
Yes.
And your other group that you should have gone to
Yes.
were there.
Yes, it was about, half Truman, like a little bit of Jackson and some Kennedy. So I had all my Truman friends as well as some Kennedy friends.
You had
from
an
elementary
edge
school.
right there. You had an edge having more friends, didn't
Exactly.
you? Yes, you did. Favorite teacher, favorite subject?
In 9th grade?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You're next door to the big deal of the day,
I know.
and you've got to talk a little bit
know.
about 9th grade.
My 9th grade favorite teacher was probably Miss Williams. She was my English teacher. I was in English 2 at the time, and she was very hard, very
Tough.
She pushed us a lot. We had to write thesis papers. And
Like Georgia and
personal
Farr at
essays.
Grand Prairie High School.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
But it really ended up helping us out a lot. We were ahead of most other kids because we were so used to hard classwork.
The one that inspired you the most then?
Yes.
All right. Okay. When you graduated from there and you just go across the street, did that make a difference?
Yes,
on the-
it was more exciting though. I was kind of getting bored at the 9th grade center. I was ready to be with new people, more people, be in a bigger school with, just more things to do, I guess,
Yes.
to be more involved and everything. So it was very exciting. I loved it.
All right. And then that first year, and you settled down, was it pretty easy to coordinate yourself with the new campus?
The reason it was easy for me was because I was involved in the band
Okay.
also. And,
All right.
and,
Are you still on the clarinet?
Yes, ma'am. I am.
Okay. All right.
So I knew I had a lot of older friends
Yeah.
that I would see in the hallways, and they would kind of guide me where to go, as well as the faculty was always very nice and very flexible with new sophomores who were kind of confused.
Yeah.
So it was a interesting change, but it was good.
But it was good.
Yes.
All right. Now that school is out and you are not in jeopardy, tell us probably your 3 favorite teachers all of the time that you were in South, and 1, 2, 3 about your favorite subjects and what inspired you so much.
Oh, wow. That's going to be hard because there
That's
were
it.
a lot.
Yeah.
I was very lucky to be blessed with quite a few good teachers. I would say my number 1 would be Miss Witt, who taught me my sophomore year. She taught me world history. And she was also one of those teachers that was kind of, she pushed us a lot. She expected us to have all of our stuff and be on time and have all of our classwork done. But
Good.
I really learned a lot from her, and she made me excited to go to class, which is a little different, but it was good. My second favorite teacher would be, I guess I would say Miss Tarrant, who was my English 4 teacher, my junior year.
She's
And
tough too.
Yes, but she made it very interesting. She
Oh,
was
yeah.
very comforting. She was kind of there for us. She understood if we had any problems, and she taught us a lot. And she made me excited to go to English the same way. She made me excited to learn and to write papers.
Yeah.
So it was good. And then my third favorite teacher would have to be Miss Bowden, who
Yeah.
was, I didn't have her for art. I had her for the leadership class because she's the student council sponsor.
Yeah.
And I would say the reason that she's one of my favorite teachers was because she was there for me a lot, and she encouraged me a lot throughout my senior year. And she was one of the ones that really pushed tech on me, and she encouraged me to go to tech and to do all these things around the school and be involved, and she wrote many recommendation letters for me. It was very encouraging and supporting to have someone like her.
And the last year as a
Yes.
senior,
Yes.
everything was exciting.
Yes. It was very thrilling.
It was very thrilling.
Yes. I was lucky to kind of be ahead on my English classes and my math classes, so I didn't have to take as many core classes my senior year and be more involved with National Honor Society and student council and band and the student empowerment team. So it was a lot more fun because
Yeah.
I was more involved.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, we're going to let you rest just one moment.
Okay.
We're going to talk to Phyllis now. Phyllis, Rick is your substantiating, wonderful, wonderful partner in marriage. And isn't it exciting And is he very excited about her being the Girl of the Year? I'd like for you to speak for Rick.
He is very, very proud of her. He always he always talks about her being his little beautiful little princess.
Yes, that's good. That's a good title.
Yes,
Until you get to be the queen.
They used to do tea parties together, and so she had him captivated from the minute she could walk and talk and pour little teacups. But he is very, very proud of her, and he's amazed.
Yes.
He looks at her and just goes, "That's
Do you have other children?
We have a son. Yes, we have.
Let's tell us about your son.
Trent is 26. He graduated from Grand Prairie High School.
Oh my! What a mixed-up family. Good.
So it's been kind of nice, because I feel like I have the best of both worlds.
Yes,
I
you
really do. But he is a captain. He made captain 2 weeks ago. He made captain in the Air Force. But he is stationed at Laughlin Air Force Base in Del Rio. He is a pilot instructor there, and he got married last year at the Air Force Academy, which was quite an experience.
Oh, that's all the swords and all of the falderall, isn't it? Isn't that
is
great?
Wonderful. It is something that, after having a wedding like that, I'm like, oh my goodness.
What am I going to do?
Her wedding. I don't know. We're going to have to do something really spectacular. But they've been married over a year now, and she's completed her LVN certification, and now she's just waiting to hear about nursing school. So we're keeping our fingers crossed with that. But he's a wonderful product of Grand Prairie ISD too, and has succeeded. And a lot of that's due to not so much what he learned in the classroom with the classes, but what he learned from the teachers. And because I think these kids learn so much more leadership, personality, perseverance, that through the teachers and what they can teach them than just the subjects themselves.
And now that you're at the big time ad building of Grand Prairie ISD, period, and not just GPHS.
Yes.
What is your title?
I'm the secretary to the executive director of secondary education, which is Mike Wallace, and this is a new position.
You're learning new stuff.
I'm learning new stuff. New high school.
Yeah.
I knew about middle school, but there's still so much more on the middle school level that I had to relearn because you forget those things. Yeah. But we've had to throw some elementary stuff in there too because we share. When she's gone to lunch, I have to answer her phone. So I don't know anything about elementary, but I'm learning.
You're learning. I want to read some of the wonderful things that are on here. Drum major for South Grand Prairie High School Band 06 through 08.
Yes, ma'am.
Drum major.
Yes, ma'am.
That's a big deal of the day.
Yes, it is.
Oh, that is wonderful. NHS historian.
Yes, ma'am.
She's busy. Another thing, student council. Did you hold an office in student council?
I was
just represent your homeroom.
Well, I was part of the leadership class with Miss
good.
Bowden, and because I was in that class, they actually didn't have an energy chair on the executive board for this year. So I was appointed energy chair. So I did all the things that they needed for the energy chair and organized all the events and like Warrior Trail cleanups and everything to keep South Grand Prairie energy efficient and yes.
That's wonderful. We've almost passed our time. Okay. We have time to read this, and Phyllis, you're going to read what the principal said about your wonderful daughter.
Wow, if I can say it without crying. Tristan Brower is the kindest, most compassionate, and empathetic. Is that right? I can't even say empathetic young ladies one could ever meet. She truly never meets a stranger, and her friendly smile quickly wins over any unknown. Tristan devotes herself to band and to helping others. She's upbeat, positive, and always has a kind word for whomever she comes in contact with. Tristan works hard and is dedicated to her schoolwork, church, and extracurricular activities. She's 100% real and genuine.
Thank you. Thank you for adding to this. Thank you all for being here today. I needed 40 minutes to talk with you all. Congratulations.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you so
and
much.
Especially where are you going to school?
Texas Tech University.
Texas Tech University in Lubbock.
Yes, ma'am.
Where the wind blows. Congratulations for getting your hair done real often where the wind blows.
Thank you so much.
Thank y'all for being here today, and congratulations again.
Thank
and
you.
We'll be right back with the rest of our show.
Listen up, Texas veterans. This is Gunny R. Lee Ermey for the Texas Veterans Land Board. Here in the state of Texas, they know how to take care of their veterans. The Texas Veterans Land Board has low-interest home and land loans just for you. Hey, affordable veterans homes and veteran cemeteries too. I want y'all to call 800-252-VETS or visit TexasVeterans.com to learn more about it. Be proud to be a Texas veteran, because Texas is proud of you.
And we're back. We're still on to the majestic subject of Girls of the Year. And our Girl of the Year is in Mexico. But her father, Charlie Ramberger, wonderful young man, with the help of his wife, is going to help us do a salute to wonderful, wonderful Miss Carly, who is our wonderful Girl of the Year from Grand Prairie High School. Charlie, we are so pleased to have a Ramberger here that's responsible this morning. Thank you for being in town.
Well, it's my pleasure.
And it's our honor to ask you to please thank the Grand Prairie ISD that allowed you to come here on your smoke period or your lunch hour or whatever it is to benefit your precious, precious daughter that has been selected as the Girl of the Year from Grand Prairie High School. Isn't that exciting?
It's very exciting. We're very, very proud of her.
Very exciting. Well, to begin with, I'd like to begin with you and talk a little bit about you and Miss Carlet's mommy. Would that be all right?
That'll be fine, yes.
All right. You have been in Grand Prairie how long, young man?
We've lived here since 1980.
1980, you came to Grand Prairie, Texas.
Right.
Okay. From?
Well, we had finished college in Arkansas, had gone back to Michigan for just a short period of time.
Yes.
And like so many people coming from the north at that time, we came down seeking employment here in the Texas area.
In the Texas area. What drew you to Grand Prairie, Texas?
Central location in the Metroplex primarily. We didn't really know much about where things were going to be located, so we figured we'd start there in the middle and move to the direction we needed to go, and here we've been here almost 29 years now.
All right. Charlie is married to Carla. It really mixed me up when I looked at your daughter's name and found out that your wife's first 3 letters of her name and the last 3 letters of your name were combined, and you gave her a majestic name that is very unusual.
Well, yes, it is a combination. I know when people say all 3 of our names together, Charlie, Carla, and Carly, it kind of gets to be a little bit of a tongue twister.
We don't know who we're talking to exactly.
Well, sometimes it is a little bit confusing. I know when my wife calls for one or the other of us, we are frequently not sure which one she's talking to, so we both answer. But
tell me about Miss Carly.
Miss Carly, the daughter?
The daughter.
Okay. Well, she's a wonderful girl.
Was she born in Grand Prairie, Texas?
Arlington, Texas, Arlington Memorial, but she's lived here in Grand Prairie all of her life. Yes.
All of her life. That's wonderful.
Yes. She's just a fantastic girl. She's got a sweetheart and always seems to have a good idea where she's going and what she wants to accomplish.
All right. Now, let's talk about your wife. Where did you meet Carla?
I met her in college up at Harding University. At that time it was Harding College in Central Arkansas.
Central Arkansas.
And we...
Was she from that area, or was she from Michigan like you were?
Well, she was from northern Arkansas, Corning, Arkansas.
Okay.
And I was actually a 5th-year senior. It took me a little longer to finish than I was supposed to have taken, and fortunately for me, I was there long enough for her to get there. And we met and dated for a year and got married.
All right.
And like I say, from there we ended up going to Michigan and then back down here.
Well, what do you do for a living, and what does she do for a living?
Well, I'm a teacher in the Grand Prairie District.
And
Grand
where?
Prairie School District. I'm at Sally Moore Elementary right now.
Oh, y'all had the one on the rooftop party the other day.
Yes, the principal's on the rooftop.
Exemplary.
We were exemplary, yes.
Yes, you are.
Very proud of that.
Oh, that is so good. And what do you teach?
I teach 5th grade math and science.
Oh, that is wonderful.
I've been doing that I've been in 5th grade for 16 years and 24 years overall.
And just love it.
I enjoy it, yes.
All right, and tell me about Miss Carla.
Carla, well, she was a stay-at-home mom for 12 years after we started having children. And while that was a little bit of a struggle financially, it was well worth the time for her to be there and get the kids started in the right direction. She went back to school at UTA and finished a degree in nursing in 95, I'm sorry. And has been working for the Methodist Health System since then. And she has won several fairly prestigious nursing awards and is currently working as the Director of Risk Management for the hospital in downtown Dallas.
All right.
And will be soon taking over at the Mansfield Methodist Hospital.
Oh, that new deal.
The new deal. She'll be the Director of Emergency Services.
Oh, that is That's really
So
great. That's
she's
wonderful.
she's a real go-getter when it comes to her career.
Tell me about your other children other than Carly.
Okay, I have two older sons. My oldest one, Daniel,
Okay.
he's 25. He was actually Boy of the Month back in 2001.
Good.
He went to Harding also up in Arkansas, graduated in '05, went to China for a year and spent that year teaching English in one of their universities. Came back to the States about a year and a half ago and is actually back at Harding now working on a nursing degree. I guess he's following in his mom's footsteps.
That is good.
Yeah, he's going to be there for a couple of years.
And your other son?
Jake was a Grand Prairie High School graduate in 2005,
Yeah.
and he's currently living here in Grand Prairie still and going to North Lake. And
Oh, that's a good school.
yes, he likes going there. He's still trying to seek his particular niche in life, but he's making a lot of progress in that direction.
That's wonderful. That is a good family history for a mini history like this. And we want to talk about Miss Carly. Of all of the things in the world, Grand Prairie High School has been here for so long and is such a prestigious school and is working really hard to get back on the ladder of success and being a senior and being chosen as the outstanding girl of the year, because there were 9 from Grand Prairie High School, and I know the judges must have had a real difficult time because all the girls are the cream of the crop, and this is the top of the cream of the crop. And isn't that wonderful? And I want to read some of the things, and I'd like for you to comment on any one of these, because on her dossier it says she was the senior class vice president. Now that's pretty prestigious.
Well, she was interested in serving. She's always been very active, very involved in everything. And she decided that's one of the things she wanted to do. And I know she enjoyed working with all the other officers and being responsible for taking care of a lot of the organization of the different activities and things.
National Honor Society.
Yes, we're very proud of her on that one. She was in the Junior Honor Society in middle school. And
Yes.
sort of a natural progression into the high school.
And she loves studying and teaching, getting ready to teach, or what?
Yes, she's very responsible as far as taking care of her schoolwork and getting things taken care of and done.
Student council also.
Student council.
Now that's a pretty heavy load with those 3 things right there.
Most of her senior year, she was pretty much a blur. She would be in and out, come home and change clothes and back to some other activity, and kept herself very, very busy.
Yes, and the varsity theater in the 10th and the 11th grade.
Yes.
Was this something that really inspired her, or was she addicted to it? She wasn't, because she left it after the 11th.
Well, she wasn't in the drama program as a senior, although she was still in the musical as a senior. She was in the Beauty and the Beast. It was more of just a time frame thing rather than anything else. She always enjoyed theater. She's a little bit of a drama queen.
Yeah.
So she, right from the beginning in middle school, she was always active in all the drama activities and things like that.
Was she musical or dance or drama?
As far as high school, she was drama. She was in she did quite a few years of dance classes when she was little.
Yes.
So she can dance, but it's mostly drama. She wasn't, she was in the musical and some singing there, but that's not really been her focus as far as the music part of it. But she's always enjoyed it.
The Culture Club, 11th grade. What's the Culture Club? Are you familiar with that or
Well,
not?
I'm not real familiar with exactly what that was involving.
We'll work on that one
We'll
for
work
another,
on that
for
one,
another show.
yeah.
When I get her back after she gets through with all of her traveling and everything, we'll pursue that a little bit more. It says her hobbies and community activities: photography, music, films, and acting. Now that's on the first line, but let me read you all of this. Volunteer at church, day, and camp, and she has for 3 years done that. And that is one of the hardest things to do, is camp.
Well,
with church.
she pretty much lives for her camp time.
Okay.
She was a camper there starting from the time she was 8 years old.
Uh-huh.
And when she got old enough to actually volunteer and work there, this will be her third summer working there. She actually gets paid this summer, though. She's old enough to be an official
Oh,
employee.
and she's going as an employee when?
Well, she left on Sunday after graduation and went up for the training week.
Okay.
She came back for this week to.
Where is she going to this camp?
It's outside of Searcy, Arkansas. As a matter of fact, it's one of the reasons that she chose Harding as her future college. She's been, Searcy is where the college is, and the camp is just outside of Searcy. And so she's sort of had, most of the people that work there are Harding students. So she's kind of had.
She's real at home with that, isn't
Oh,
she?
yeah. She knows a few hundred people at school already.
And when does she go to that camp now?
Well, she comes back into town tonight from her Mexico trip, and we'll be leaving Saturday morning, and we'll be there for most of the rest of the summer. Come home for a short time just before school starts to pack and get her things ready for school.
To go back to Searcy.
Back to Searcy and start college.
To Harding, to college. Do you know what her career in the future might even be?
Well, she has always been interested in architecture, design type things. I know she seems to be very strong in math. I've encouraged her thinking along the lines of engineering, but I'm not sure if that's what
ready.
she's really wanting to get into. But at this point, I'm sure there's not a solid decision as to what she wants to be, but she's interested in architecture.
All right. The schools that she attended here in Grand Prairie.
She started at Eisenhower Elementary and went there for 6 years. Pat Blanchard was the principal and had some really wonderful teachers there. I know she had the same teacher for kindergarten and then second grade, Ms. Cazares.
Yes.
She had Kathy Micas as first grade teacher, and I know that was very.
She liked those two.
Oh yes, well she liked all of her teachers.
Oh,
she's always been a teacher pleaser,
person,
and then she enjoys them too. But those are some of the names that come to mind.
Then did she go to Adams?
She went to Adams from there. I know she had a lot of good experiences there. She played on the volleyball team and on the basketball team, and was active in the drama there.
She was a busy girl.
She's always been very busy. She's not one to sit around and wait for things to happen.
And that was the Black Panthers?
The Panthers, yes.
Oh yes, oh yes. I've been to that school with 3 grandchildren, so that's a good one. And then she went to the 9th grade center.
9th grade center.
How'd she like that? Was she ready for that?
I think she enjoyed it. Her freshman year, she played on the volleyball team, so
Okay.
she was used to being up there very early in the morning for practices and things. But you know, it was brand new at the time when she started, and I believe she was the first group to go into the 9th grade center. And so the facility was wonderful, and she seemed to enjoy it quite a bit. It's a nice transition from middle school, not quite into the big tank
deal.
yet, but gives her a little bit of a taste of it. So it was an enjoyable year for her.
And then on to Gopherland.
Over to the big school, yes.
Did she ever mention her favorite teachers or people that inspired her or anything to your knowledge?
Well, again, she liked a lot of her teachers. It's not hard to pick out some of her very favorites. Ms. Knight, she had her for a couple of years in Calculus 1 and Calculus 2.
That is a tough subject.
Well, I told her when she got into that I could help her spell it maybe, but that was about
That's
it.
it.
So Ms. Knight was definitely one of her favorites. Ms. Sanders in biology was one of her favorite teachers. Matter of fact, she's on the trip to Mexico with Ms. Sanders and a few other girls right now. Ms. Bridge was a very favorite teacher. Georgianne Farr.
Oh,
Georgianne, I know.
magnificent lady.
Yes, just finished 40 years in the district,
Yes.
and she's been a big part of all of my children.
I spoke at her retirement. She is majestic.
Yes.
Got
Yes.
more kudos for her than any other teacher of all the girls and boys I've interviewed over the years.
Yes.
Yes. Well, Joseph says, this is a great student who is always ready to assist at school. And so it's very exciting that she was picked. And I want to congratulate you and Carla both and thank her for not being here today, that she allowed you to come and speak for the family.
Well,
I appreciate you very much.
Thank you, Ms.
And
Ruthie.
congratulations to Carly.
Thank you.
Because she's real special. And this is Ruthie Jackson reminding you that history is as we live and do, and that we document it correctly, or as near correctly as we can make it. Thank you for watching our history show today.